Welcome to Get Married. I'm Colin Cowie. Our five senses are how we communicate with the world, and each one of them is key to an amazing wedding day experience. Today, we'll show you how to maximize them all for your big day.
And I'm Deanna Pappas. Jason Biggs is best known for the part he played in the smash hit movie American Pie. But it's his role as newlywed he's focused on these days. We'll show you his charming outdoor wedding. Get ready, it's Get Married.
Now, I know that planning your wedding can be very stressful, but it doesn't have to be. GetMarried.com and I have all the tips, the trends, the advice, and the planning tools that you need to create your dream wedding day. When I start to plan a wedding, I immediately visualize the entire event. I can see the venue, smell and taste the food, feel the texture of the decor, and hear the music. It's my starting point to begin the design process, and the five senses are critical in turning your wedding vision into reality with a carefully thought out beginning, middle, and end. Sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. Whenever I design, I always appeal to the five senses and use each one of them to enhance the story that I'm telling. You may not think about it, but we use the five senses every day, and you'll want to consider each of them carefully when creating the ambience at your wedding.
The five senses of our life are so important to us all the time, so I actually think it's a great roadmap for designing your wedding.
When most brides think about their wedding decor, the first thing they focus on is what their guests will see. But you don't need to spend a fortune on flowers and decor to create a big look.
You don't have to spend your money and put something everywhere because they're not going to look there unless you make them. In the human eye, you can draw it to what it needs to see or what you want it to see. And most people see things at kind of that pyramid shape. They'll focus on one thing and then their eye spans down.
Casting your wedding in the best light will also play a large part in how your guests will see your wedding.
What you see is what light hits. What you don't see is what is contrasted by shadow. You want a light and arrangement, but you're not really crazy about the linens. You pin spot a floral arrangement and you'll see the flowers. You won't really see the linens.
But your sense of sight is only part of the experience. The sense of smell can do wonders for how your guests feel at the wedding. Be careful of fragrant candles. I prefer not to have the smell of gardenia at the dinner table when I'm dining on a rack of lamb.
I really love to do home-baked cookies at the end of the evening, so again, you get that smell in it, and it reminds people. What does it do? It makes them feel like family.
Closely connected to your sense of smell is, of course, your sense of taste.
This is an opportunity for the bride and groom to share their personal tastes in food and to incorporate just their excellent foods that relate to their upbringing.
And one of the most powerful senses is what we hear.
I think music is sort of the backbone to a wedding ceremony as well as to a reception. There's so many opportunities, depending on the venue. There's a harpist, there's string instruments, there's jazz. And again, this is another opportunity for the bride and groom to sort of show their individuality.
But it's not just the choice of music that is important, it's knowing when to play it and at what volume. There's nothing worse than trying to dine and have a meaningful conversation with your guest while listening to Pink Cadillac at full volume.
During the dinner portion of the evening, you keep your music a little bit softer. Keep it more to the standards, the jazz standards, just light background music. But then as the evening progresses, that's when your music should sort of kick up in intensity and a little bit in volume.
And while not so obvious, the sense of touch will also create the feeling of your wedding, like a well-starched 24-inch napkin that sits in your lap for 1.5 hours during the dinner.
Touch is very important. There are so many different linen options that give you texture on your table. Guests like to touch and feel things, so it gives them something to experience.
When you consider the five senses at your wedding, you'll magically transport your guests on a carefully thought out journey with a beginning, middle, and end that'll pave the way for a memorable experience. For more great ideas, head to the planning pages of GetMarried.com. And to keep track of all your wedding details, from the guest list to your budget, make sure to use our planning tools.
If you plan on wearing a short wedding dress, know this: raising your hemline can heighten the senses. Expect your guests to look at you just a little bit longer and listen out for their oohs and ahs as you make your way down the aisle. We caught up with today's hottest designers who've gone to great lengths to help you go short. Short wedding dresses have come and gone in seasons past, but now it seems hemlines are on the rise again. Going short, shorter, shortest. The look is here to stay, and for a good reason.
We're in an era where everybody is going to the gym and looking spectacular, and they want to show it off on their wedding day.
A big reason for the shrinking hemline is you. More and more brides are asking for looks that are elegant and a little more practical, and designers are heeding that call.
I think a lot of girls feel very comfortable in the short gowns. It's easier to wear, easier to carry.
I'm really into short dresses right now, and I'm finding that my brides are as well. Some are wearing them through the whole night for the ceremony and thereafter. Some are actually wearing a long gown for the ceremony and then changing into a shorter dress.
British designer Jenny Packham's short, 1930s inspired styles feature bold, flirty details like plunging necklines and lots of bling.
The short gold sort of baby doll dress is very much kind of press inspired. I hope some brides wear it, but I think it's very kind of forward thinking.
Omsala is another designer whose modern mini creations have classic flair. Her Little White Dress collection, featuring stylish short dresses with eye-popping details, channels her idol.
Audrey Hepburn is my idol, always will be. I'll be totally committed to her look, and I think this collection reflects that.
Not just for the beach or City Hall. Short dresses are perfect for the bride who wants to show off her fun side, along with her luscious legs, wherever she plans on getting hitched. Still, if going short for the ceremony isn't your idea of a picture-perfect gown, but you want to let loose later on, there is a solution.
We made these dresses that have detachable long skirts and trains that they can just unbutton for the reception, and then they have a darling mini dress to wear.
Modern or retro, T-length or micro mini, there's a look to suit every bride. Even Sarah Houston's maternity bridal line has an above-the-knee stunner.
It's really like any other bride. I mean, you want to look special on your day. And if you look and feel good in the dress you pick, then, that's what it's all about.
So now there's no need to go to any length for the right look. Today's top designers have already done that for you. To see more gowns of any length, check out the Gown Gallery at getmarried.com.
Straight ahead on Get Married. Afraid you and your groom have got two left feet? Not to worry, we've got expert tips to help you have a flawless first dance. And American Pie star Jason Biggs gets creative with his wedding cake. We'll show you how. Stay with us.
If you or your groom consider yourselves less than graceful, take heart. Many couples get a little nervous about the first dance, but with these tips, you'll be gliding across the dance floor like pros. Number 5, have a game plan.
Focus on having a few key plays or a few key moves. Then what you can do is string them together as the leader feels inspired to do so. And you always want to come back to a solid basic step, or what we call home base.
Number 4, take lessons.
Most couples are happy when they take anywhere from 3 to 6 months of lessons, and we recommend they take at least a lesson a week. The more often they come in, of course, the better they're going to learn, the more progress they're going to make. It's never too late to take lessons, so even if it's a month before, there's something that we can do to help them out.
Number 3, pick the right song.
The first thing that couples should do is think about what kind of music they like to listen to and like to dance to, just to have fun. Then they can go out and learn the specific dance to go to that music. Think short and easy to dance to. Slower songs are often harder to dance to. What you want is a little bit of rhythm, a little bit of beat, and finally, shoot for a song that's between 1 and 3 minutes.
Number 2, keep a record.
Even if they have a band, we recommend that people do their first dance that they actually have the recording of, because sometimes the band will change the tempo, change how long the song is. So it's probably better that they have a recording, and once they have the safety of a recording, then they can kind of do anything that they want.
Number 1, savor the moment.
The first dance can also be a really quiet moment for the couple. For the whole day, for the whole reception, they're gonna feel pulled in a lot of different directions. Their entire realm of family and friends are with them, and they're gonna wanna say hello and be in photographs with everyone. But the first dance is a dedicated 2.5 to 3 minutes for them to spend together.
If you're looking for great dance instructors or other wedding professionals in your area, head to the local resources pages of getmarried.com.
Your first dance is only the start of the music that will hopefully have your guests on the dance floor all night long. But to keep the party going, you've got to pick the right blend of reception music. Here's what you need to know to keep your guests on their toes. When the vows have been read and the cocktail served, it's time to get the party started. Clearly, your reception music is going to play a large role in making that happen.
For the reception, usually the debate is, do I have a DJ, do I have a band?
Bands and DJs will keep your guests partying well into the night. So when deciding between the two, consider the size of your venue.
We found that DJs are more popular to go into the smaller venues. Larger bands are great for the hotel ballrooms and larger country clubs.
If you love going to high-energy concerts, you might want to book a live band.
Bands bring so much of a different experience to the reception because you may have 8 people on stage. You may have 4 lead vocalists, the rhythm section, the horn section. You've got a lot of activity, a lot of movement, a lot of spontaneity, a lot of inclusion in the party of all the guests.
But a band can sometimes be limited on songs and genres. If you're looking for a large and extensive playlist, today's DJs are tomorrow's rock stars.
When you choose a DJ for your entertainer, he also is your master of ceremonies, but he is still accessible to you. You can communicate with him instantly to make an adjustment in the style of music that he's chosen.
The hottest trend right now in wedding reception music has got to be having a band and a DJ at the party. The budget allows. I mean, some people like to alternate having the band go back and forth with the DJ. Other people like to have the band play the bulk of the party and then just have the DJ do an hour or 2 at the end.
Regardless of whether you book a band or a DJ, it's important for both parties to agree on a playlist so you're entertained with your favorite songs.
Give them a playlist of tunes that you definitely want them to play, as well as tunes that you don't want them to play. And also make sure you have a variety of music that will be appealing to all your guests.
If you're looking for a more budget-friendly music option, you can DJ the party yourself with your iPod, an MP3 player or a CD player.
The streams in your eyes that color them wonderful stop me.
But why just hear a song when you can hear the artist live? For an extra extravagance, some artists will come to your wedding and sing their hit songs.
I've played my song at a couple weddings. It's just such a great gift to be able to have a song like that that's even now still chugging along.
With music that bubbles like your personality, your party will keep moving all night long and your guests will remember it for a lifetime. And for more information on bands and DJs in your area, check out the local resources pages at getmarried.com.
Up next on Get Married, Colin's sharing his expertise to make your wedding ultra elegant. And we've got the scoop on the non-traditional nuptials of actor Jason Biggs. Stay with us.
When you envision your wedding, I know what you see. But what do you hear? Music is a crucial part of your celebration, setting the mood for your event. In my book, Wedding Chic, I share ideas for music that enhance every part of your special day. Whatever mood you're trying to create for your wedding, your music plays a major role from start to finish. So get creative. Imagine the impact as your guests arrive to hear the sounds of a string trio in the valet parking area. Or it could be a small sound system placed underneath the signing table. Your processional music should create a sense of anticipation as your wedding party comes down the aisle. Before your entrance, Have the musicians turn up the volume for a touch of drama. And don't be tied to the traditional. You don't have to enter to the wedding march or Pachelbel Canon in D. If you prefer Billy Idol's rock hit White Wedding, let that or another favorite song be your personal wedding march. For romance, use harpists, and for added impact, a gospel choir is always impressive. The more the merrier. Here's a sure way to make your cocktail hour memorable. Let musicians such as mariachis or a choir lead your guests from ceremony to the cocktail reception. You can then wow your guests at the reception with unexpected musical entertainment. A big band, steel drum, or canned music that reflects your culture. And the party doesn't have to stop there. A rocking DJ or fully loaded iPod at your after party will have your guests dancing until the break of dawn. Some other good tips. Only work with professional musicians. Ensure in writing the date, the length of performance, and if they're willing to play overtime and at what rate. They should be in position 30 minutes before invitation time to set up and test their equipment. And make sure the volume of your music is lower during dinner than when the dancing starts. Guests should be able to easily talk when they enjoy their meal. The right music will help your event flow and have your guests hoping the night will never end. For more of my tips on having a fabulous wedding, check out the Colin Cowie pages on getmarried.com.
He shocked audiences with an unforgettable scene in the film American Pie. But when Jason Biggs got married, it was charming, creative touches that made his wedding unforgettable. California wedding planner Julie Ling shows us why it's one of her personal favorites.
My favorite wedding would have to be the wedding of Jason Biggs and Jenny Mullen. The wedding was at Honig Vineyard in Napa. The ceremony took place in the backyard of one of the properties, which overlooked a beautiful vineyard setting with this amazing tree that they got married under, and it was really beautiful. Jason wore a suit, but it was really light colors, beiges. Her dress was, oh my God, it was extraordinary. It was Monique Lillier. It almost looked like the whole bottom was feathers. Jason and her have Mr. Teets, their poodle. Mr. Teets had to be in the wedding, so Mr. Teets ended up walking Jenny down the aisle. Everybody went over to the reception, which part of it was a lounge with dark cotton day beds and banquettes. They're a really fun couple, and so it lent itself to a lot of creativity. The wedding cake was a giant Rice Krispie treat. They wanted a cereal bar and breakfast for dinner. The flowers were amazing, a lot of like succulents and texture to the flowers, mixed in with light ivory roses. They were all done in centerpieces that were from a flea market that we went and handpicked. Some were ashtrays, some were bowls, and all different sizes and shapes. Black crystal chandeliers hung from the trees, and it was really just beautiful. We transformed the tennis court with a black matte dance floor and Italian glass bulbs that went across the court, and they were all amber. We put the DJ over there. Everyone just had such a good time, and really just a good energy and fun people, just a fun party.
To see more celebrity weddings and follow along with brides planning their weddings, check out the Real Wedding pages on getmarried.com. Don't go away. You're about to see a romantic way to honor your wedding through art. We'll be right back. What's hot right now for weddings? Nature's Notebook.
Nature's Notebook is a photography-based company. I write names, thoughts, and feelings in the sand, and then I capture it with the wave in the background. So you have basically a keepsake that won't wash away. There is an art with the angle of the camera and making sure you get, enough of the ocean and not just the sand. The handwriting is real tricky. I have my special stick. I know exactly what times to go. I photograph them in color and then they can be turned black and white or sepia. Most people would jump to say black and white because it is so timeless, but there's something about the beach that is just so beautiful and natural. So I'd say the color is probably the most timeless and the most beautiful. There's about 4 different frame selections. We have the tabletop frame with the little easel back, which is very fun. And we also have a longer format. You can just do a series of either inspirational prints or you could do the wedding date. The most popular seller is 1 8x10 photo of your names in the beach together, or 3 separate photos. It's kind of on a collage as opposed to just one photo. There's something so calm yet so powerful about it. It's something different and unique.
To see more from Nature's Notebook, check out the What's Hot pages on getmarried.com. Looking for napkins in just the right shade of peach? Can't find a favor that works for your budget? Well, not to worry. Get Married's Blogger Brides connects you to our star bloggers and other brides who can help.
You can join our community, make friends, and get inspired by daily blogs featuring fantastic wedding day finds. It's also the place to share your ideas with the blogosphere. So log on and get blogging on Get Married's Blogger Brides. I'm Colin Cowie, and we'll see you right here next time.